Welcome to the Law Offices of Chris M. Ingram podcast. Today we are covering part 3 of our 4-part series on acquiring U.S. citizenship. We hope you've been enjoying the series so far. Okay, let's talk about U.S. immigration. We should point out that attorney Chris M. Ingram has provided all of the source material we will be discussing in today's podcast. So if you're a green card holder and you're maybe contemplating spending significant time outside the U.S., well, this deep dive is absolutely critical for you to understand.
That's right. We're really digging into how those longer absences, can directly impact your eligibility for U.S. citizenship. It's one of those things, a detail many green card holders might just overlook, maybe until it's, too late.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that. It seems like a potential trap, doesn't it? You might think, hey, my green card's fine, so my path to citizenship is clear, even with travel. But the attorney's material, it really shows there's a key difference here. The rules for keeping your green card aren't the same as the strict continuity of residence rules for citizenship.
Exactly. So we mentioned before, absences less than 6 months, usually okay. They typically don't break that continuity rule, which basically means showing the U.S. has been your main home for citizenship. But things get, tricky in that next window.
Right, and this is where it gets really interesting based on the attorney's analysis. That period where you're outside the U.S. for more than 6 months, but less than 12 months, according to the attorney, this time frame can break the continuity rule for citizenship.
That's such a critical point. You could be totally fine, keeping your green card status during that time. Maybe you didn't do things that suggest abandonment, like, say, filing taxes as a non-resident. The rules for the green card itself are a bit more forgiving in that under 12-month window. Okay,
so you could meet the green card requirements, but still kind of accidentally derail your citizenship application. So what kind of evidence does the attorney's material suggest could help prove you didn't break continuity during that 6 to 12-month absence?
Well, the notes highlight things that show your continued connection. Your intent to come back to the U.S. as home. Things like not terminating your U.S. employment. That shows your job is still here. Having your immediate family stay in the U.S. That's a really strong sign your life is rooted here.
And retaining full access to your U.S. home, that sounds pretty significant too.
It is, absolutely. Yeah. Because it shows you didn't just, give up your U.S. place. And importantly, not taking up a job abroad suggests you weren't starting a new life somewhere else. The attorney really stresses how easy it is to be okay for your green card, but still trip up on the citizenship continuity if you can't show this ongoing intent.
Okay, so that's the tricky 6 to 12-month window. What about if the absence stretches even longer, like a year or more?
Right. According to the attorney, continuous absence from the U.S. for 12 months or longer. That will break the continuity of residence rule for citizenship. That's a pretty clear line. Unless, and this is important, unless you got specific permission from U.S. immigration before you actually left for that long.
So, okay, if continuity is broken, say someone's gone 14 months without permission, is that it? Is citizenship off the table?
Not necessarily the end of the road, no. But, as the attorney explains, the clock basically resets. You have to reestablish that continuity once you return to the U.S., assuming, of course, you're allowed back in.
And there are specific waiting periods, then, before you can try applying for citizenship again?
Yes, exactly. The attorney gives the specific times. If you're on the standard 5-year residency track and you broke continuity, you have to wait 4 years and 1 day after you return to the U.S. before you can file again. For those maybe married to a U.S. citizen on the 3-year track, that waiting period is shorter, 2 years and 1 day after returning. It shows you've really reestablished the U.S. as your home base.
Wow. Okay. That really makes the main point clear, doesn't it? Understanding these specific rules about U.S. absences for citizenship is, it's complicated. And definitely different from just keeping your green card. Your intent and having the documents to back it up, that seems absolutely key, especially in that 6 to 12-month zone.
Absolutely. And you really need to check the specific requirements based on your own situation. Are you on the 3-year or 5-year track? It matters.
Yeah, it really does. This raises an important question for you, the listener, to think about. Given how maybe easy it could be to accidentally break this continuity rule without realizing it, what proactive steps could someone take before a long trip? What documents could they gather beforehand to make sure their absence doesn't mess up their citizenship plans way down the line?
That's a really critical question to consider, for sure. Planning ahead seems vital.
Thank you so much for being with us today. We hope you gained a lot from this discussion. Please leave us a comment if you can. We also want to thank attorney Chris Ingram for researching and preparing this material for us to present. Additionally, you can visit our website at www.breakthroughusa.com. See you next time on Let's Talk U.S. Immigration.